Yo, how you guys doing? This is gonna be a kind of a different video. As you can see, I'm in 2D now, doing a bit of drawing. I just recently got my hands on a Photoshop subscription, and I'm just testing it out, seeing what it has to offer. Photoshop is kind of like the industry standard 2D designing tool if it comes to modifying images, digital art, digital painting. Everyone's using Photoshop, so I'm gonna jump on the bandwagon now, see what all the hype is about. This piece is gonna be kind of like an experiment, not so much in seeing the tools Photoshop has, but more how digital art feels. So up to this point with 2D, I've been more on the traditional side, pen and paper, making lines on actual paper with actual pens. But seeing as I've got Photoshop now, I'm gonna test the digital 2D workspace and see what's going on. So this piece was more about how the digital pen felt in my hand, how making lines felt, and how like it all comes together. So I can tell you now the biggest difference when using digital resources rather than pen and paper is the Control Z tool. That has been my biggest ally. That has helped me through a lot of difficult situations that might have ruined or worsened the piece if I was doing it on 2D. So that's definitely a plus. Obviously, another plus would be if you're using like any traditional media, painting, pen, pencil, whatever. You're always going to run into the issue of blotching and blurring your art while your fingers move across the paper, while you're trying to move on another bit. Just blur the piece. That can be quite annoying, and obviously doing it digitally eliminates that factor completely. So that's another big one. Just the quality of life, small things that over a long period of time when you're doing these kind of things really add up and really make the experience a lot better. Yeah, so just, mapping out lines, freestyling, vibes. Come on now. The thing about, not planning when you're going into an art piece like this is that in a way you're kind of mapping out your subconscious with all the lines you're creating. Like, this is not a conscious process, at least for this type of art. I'm just placing down lines and seeing what looks good, and in a way, when I'm making this kind of art, it kind of maps out what my unconscious mind is thinking about, or what interests me. It's hard to explain, but this kind of free flow technique says more about your own psyche than anything else. This kind of exercise, I'd encourage you guys to do it at home. Just free flow lines and see what comes out. It can be very informative into your kind of state of mind and how you're doing on a kind of macro level. If you're patient with your lines and you're not getting bored easily, then that could be an indicator of kind of a tranquil, peaceful subconscious. And if not, if you're kind of getting annoyed with all the intricacy and all the careful detailing, then perhaps there's something there that you need to address. But obviously, this ain't for everyone. So, and you could just be getting bored. So there's that as well. Like, even I have to admit that in the later stages of this creation, I did admittedly rush a bit, but overall, I think it's passable. It didn't turn out too bad, and I hope you guys agree with me. And with that being said, I'll leave you guys with some of the beats I cooked up. These, unfortunately, are the same I've used in other videos. I haven't had much time this week to cook up something special, but here we go.